So the NPK, let's talk about that first, okay? So nitrogen, that's what makes plants grow. It is the growth element, right? So nitrogen is in the air. Most of our atmosphere is nitrogen. There are a few plants on the planet that will take nitrogen and fix it into the soil. That's the legume family. They're amazing. So those are what people use as cover crops. So that's one way to get nitrogen. That's a whole nother video. But let's just say you're going to amend with nitrogen. Now you see, this has a 3. So chicken manure actually is a fairly good balanced source of all 3. You see how those numbers are pretty close together? It has a little more nitrogen. This is a fairly balanced organic fertilizer. However, if you didn't have a manure or you wanted to use maybe a vegan approach, you can use seed meals. So this is alfalfa seed meal. It's a very popular way of adding nitrogen to your soil. You can amend with this. It's high in nitrogen. This, not so vegan, but it's called blood meal. And it's blood. And our blood is actually mostly nitrogen. So this is a great one to use. I use this in the spring. Once the soil gets warmer, more nitrogen is released. So nitrogen also, and a lot of these has to do with how warm your soil is. And the reason that is because heat stimulates microbial activity. Plants cannot absorb this little pile of powders. What they can absorb is what a microbe in the soil will give them. So microbes need to eat these, and then they excrete what the plants can uptake with their roots. So microbial activity is why compost. It's why you add compost tea. And mycorrhiza, so like all the little mushroom filaments, they've learned more and more about that, how important that is for your soil, because that additionally helps uptake all of these nutrients. You can have this in your soil, but if you don't have microbial activity, like say it's really cold and the microbes aren't moving, this is just going to sit there. So that's the difference. And you use different things at different times of the year. But this is nitrogen, so some kind of seed meal or blood meal, a fish meal, all good things for nitrogen.